Hey everybody, raise your hand if you want to be on camera. And when it says panelists, don't be scared. It just means you're going to be on camera. It doesn't mean you have to be speaking. I know it's a scary sounding word, but you don't actually need to be panelists.
Noah, I just like how you hold our hand as we start these calls. Don't be scared, he says. Yeah, guys, good morning and good afternoon and evening if you're ahead of us in time. Noah, thanks for setting us up. It's great to see all your faces. We were trying to dance around the schedule a little bit to see more people. I did have a question as people are getting in the room. So Lisa Sinclair is in Queensland. April, what time is it in Queensland? Like, she's behind, right? She's
She
that way.
no. She's ahead by anywhere from 14 to 16 hours. I think it's 16 hours right now.
So she's that okay. That's why I was like, why am I never? She's like, I can never make the calls because the times. But if
Well,
she's
it's like
that,
it's 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, 1 or 2 o'clock tomorrow morning in
so
Brisbane.
oh, she's already tomorrow. I just okay. Ready? Here's a geography lesson while everybody's coming in. Who's first on the clock? Who's wakes up first on the earth? Is it
I
is
don't
it
know.
Australia, Tokyo?
It's probably it's really close. Honestly, I don't know, but yeah, we're
Listen,
around
the
16 hours ahead. Yeah.
the bigger my biceps get, the less I know about geography. And we need somebody that that can help. But okay, so it's tomorrow for her.
Right.
So it would have to be so
If
Lisa,
you
if you're
did a
listening,
three, if you did a 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it would be morning for her.
okay, which we've done. Didn't Coach Nick do a 5 o'clock last week, guys? Something
I
like
think so.
that? Okay, so we're not totally excluding. I'm trying to think. Again, all you guys are like constellations out there that I'm trying to connect. Um, we still have more people joining. Really nice to see everyone. Um, I just want to say, it's been really fun to witness the follow through of the conversations we have on these Zooms into the app and into practice, whether it's what we're seeing in consistency with your training, what I'm seeing in some of the mini groups that you guys are putting together. Jacob had talked about the travel group and now he's like got it going. I know Evan's got a mental health group going and it's going. And there is some talk behind the scenes about creating some groups within the app to kind of keep that in place. Cause I know you guys are in it. If you get tagged in something, you hit it and then you're like, where am I tagged in the conversation? So, it's all coming together. But it's really fun to see it. Just so you know, we're psychos and we see everything. We're all in there every day. So just good for you for doing it and for putting yourselves out there. I also want to comment that I saw a couple people kind of throw up a hand and say, hey, does anybody want like an accountability partner? Does anybody want like I know for me, I do better with the teammate. If it's just for me, it's not is gonna go, I'm not gonna be as successful. It's just part of my personality. And when you know things about yourself that are really insightful and you lean into it, it's crazy how easy things get. So just think about that. And I did want to mention to the group and let you speak up. One person had kind of reached out and tagged me and said, hey, if I wanted an accountability partner, like how should we communicate? I I think I'd like to hear from you guys how you're doing it. I've seen a lot in the app and just, tagging the group of people that want to be a part of it. But have you guys found other ways that are a bit easier, or has that been pretty successful for you? You need to speak up, guys. No, Bigo.
I think in our women's group, and our cool guys group now,
Yeah, I was gonna say we got some boys.
yeah, it started out as perimenopausal and menopausal, and now it's every come on in.
Yeah,
It's everyone.
yeah.
But I think we have a couple of people that have already met up, and so you know, they're instant partners. You know, like Peggy and I, having met on Iron Ticket, you know, we're like this. And then I think we
Yeah.
have many other women that and guys that are just like watching each other. So our accountability partner has become an accountability group. But
Yeah.
what if we just put what if Daniel pinned a group at the top that was just accountability, and people jumped in there and said, I need an accountability partner for snacking or for rucking, for running, or something like that.
I
And then everybody
know.
jumped in there.
My thought process on that is that it might get a little bit too complicated and too layered. I think that if you guys want help with the like, let's say like April plays tennis. I don't. I'm doing a CrossFit competition in 2 weeks. So, but we can be movement accountability partners. It doesn't have to be the same habit. It's just like, yo, did you get your stuff done? How are you feeling? Did you do your PT after? Are you stretching? Like, but but I think you should feel comfortable. Like you said, I think the more you come to these meetups, the more you get to that FaceTime and you really get to feel
Yeah.
like everyone becomes more real. I know some people that are already exchanging emails, if that's something that you guys want to do and feel comfortable with. You know, it's all very personal. But just know that you can reach out for help if you need it. I only had two other questions or two things I wanted to talk about that came from the app. And then we've got actually a ton of form checks. It really feels like this is a place of where we're flourishing as a community. I mean, Nick's doing a meeting this week too, because the more we look at these form checks, the more I think you guys are all seeing yourselves in some of these positions. So it's highly educational. As always, I try to keep it to an hour. I'll do my best because we have a lot. My highlight in the question I want to go through, and then we'll jump into videos. But if things come up, obviously use the chat and I will kind of reference that throughout the call. It was really fun to see one of our members. She said she just got back from vacation, used the nutrition tracker the whole time. I wasn't sure if I was doing okay with it because I ate a lot, but I came home down 1.5 pounds. I did walk a lot, but I missed my workouts. Thanks for helping so much. The idea is we did do a post about this on social. I don't think there needs to be a separation between vacation and everyday life. I like using the tracker when I'm traveling and having fun, just so I get my eyes on what I'm doing. It's not meant to be meant a judgment or a constrictive. It's just like, oh, I just kind of want to know what 4 servings of fat looks like on a holiday. I don't, you know what I mean? And even if that means I hit 7 servings, it's okay. But like, oh, I know. And then I'm like, but what's fun is when you know, like a game I play with myself, let's say, like I'm going to be going to Chicago soon and we always order Lou Malnati's pizza. Sorry, that's my choice for Chicagoans, but we can still be friends if that's not yours. And I'm like, okay, I look up the nutrition facts because they have it online. And I look at how many servings of fat, carbs, proteins in one slice of the pizza. And I'm like, okay, well, I want 3 slices. So I math out what my 3 slices are, and I put that into my tracker. That's what I'm going to do. And then I see what kind of food I have left for the day, like what kind of serving. And that's a really fun exercise. So just say, hey, I know we're going to a big blank dinner, steak or hibachi or pizza in my case. Do what you feel like you'd want to do. See what you have less. You're like, oh my God, I did the hearts. I don't know why my computer does that. But I'm like, if I do 3 pieces of pizza, I have no fat anywhere left in my day. Then I go, maybe I'll do 2 slices of pizza. You know what I mean? Then I kind of edit before I've even eaten, because then I know, well, okay, I do want to go to my favorite coffee shop and get my favorite drink that has the fun, topping, whatever. It just gives you autonomy. So what was fun about Berta is that she did it, she still ate a lot, but she was aware and she still lost weight. So just know that it doesn't have to be like gas pedal brakes. It can actually be symbiotic and you can really have success throughout. And I know that we think it's hard on our bodies, guys. The hardest impact a week of just completely switching off is going to be on your mind, because you get back from a week and you're like, I have to start all over again. And that's what it kind of feels like, even though it's not. So just do yourself that favor. Just keeping one hand kind of on the wheel will help you see yourself more clearly. Jeanette, look at the questions coming up. I don't know. It depends what kind of almond milk you're drinking. I would probably lean into a caloric drink because there's calories in that drink. I personally do like the no sugar added vanilla. So I think it's no sugar or maybe 1 gram of sugar, and I think it's like 3 grams of fat. So if I'm doing a serving of that, then I'm like, okay, well, I know that's 3 grams of fat, and I put it on my little note section, like I've kind of done that. So, but if you're doing like an almond milk latte, just make it a caloric drink. That's what I would say. Thank you, Andreas. Yep. Cecilia, okay. I noticed there was one more bi-weekly check-in. Are you guys going to continue to do in the app with help with? Yeah, so there is a system in place here. I don't know if it's bi-weekly or if that will start to stretch out a little bit. Cecilia, I'm gonna check with Adam before I misspeak here. But we all had the first 2-week check-in, which was really fun. And then I had a lot of questions from people saying, well, everything's the same. No, nothing changed. And it's like, yeah, we gotta just do things a little longer before we start to change. So the system is very smart, and it's going to adapt to where you are and how your body is responding to the servings that you were given. I'll check with Adam on that though, for sure. I know I like it too because I like a deadline. I like that something's coming. I like that I get to answer questions. It's yeah. Yeah, so Dave, I was asking, well, if you're macro counting pizza, how do you use the free choice meal? So what I'm saying, Dave, is like that would be a free choice meal. But when I go to Chicago, I'm eating a lot of free choice meals. So I'm using the tracker as a way to educate myself on, okay, how how far am I swinging this bat? You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, 2 slices versus 3. Okay, I'll get the small fun coffee drink versus the big one, and it just helps me learn about what's in these kinds of servings. So that's why I use it that way. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, last question here, and then I'll get to when you're saying hip raises, uh, are you saying like glute bridges? Where are you in the call? Ben?
Yes,
Yeah, there you are.
yes, it's Benoit. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi there. Yeah, so I'm talking about yeah, hip bridges or something like that. Yeah, I lay on the floor and I bend my knees. My
Oh
feet
yeah,
are touching. My feet are
understood.
touching the. Yeah.
Great. I just want to make
So
sure we're
when
talking about the same thing. Yeah, I can
yeah,
show you. So let's come down to my beautiful floor. I did clean it because I knew you guys would be here today. So he's saying when I'm doing a glute bridge or a hip lift, is my back supposed to be flat on the floor, or is it normal that my lower back rounds and only my butt touches the floor? So here's what we're talking
exactly.
about. Okay. So we
Yeah.
know. So first of all, guys, set up for this position. I'm just going to go all the way. So what I like, they're called glute bridges because they're meant to get into your glutes. Now, if your heels are too far away and you bridge, you're likely going to feel a lot more in your hamstrings. So I always like to can I just gently touch my heels? That's how I know I'm in a pretty good position, and then you're lined up. I'm going to open my shoulders versus rounding them up. And what I'm going to move my arms, thanks, Noah. So you can see if I arch, you can see a little bridge here, like a little passageway. And he's asking, is that okay? So if his butt's touching and his lower body, back isn't, is that okay? What I want everyone to be in is a neutral spine. And this is a fancy kind of Pilates term. Let me turn this way a little bit. For like, I don't want you totally rounded, and I don't want you in this big extension either. I want you to be in a neutral place to get your glutes switched on. So what it looks
All right.
like, okay? So I like to sit flat, head up. And here's what I do first. Number one, check my heels, got them. And then it's another Pilates term. I call it an imprint. So I just kind of gently drive my lower back to the ground. So I get rid of the bridge. I feel my abs connect, and then what it's almost what you want to imagine is like you've got like a cup of coffee here on your lower abdomen. And so if the coffee is balanced here, and if you imprint, you're going to tip the coffee over a little. So there's basically a pelvic tilt. So the answer to your question is I want you to tilt to get your abs switched on, keep them on, but put a little length back into your pelvis. Did you see what I just did? We're
Yeah.
gonna do it again. So this is relaxed. You're gonna pelvis tilt, turn your abs on, keep them on, and put a little length back. You guys see how much my abs are on now? And then from here, I squeeze my butt and I drive. If you are here, we're gonna get a very shortened range in that glute work because you can see this angle in my hip. So you wanna make sure you're in that neutral spine. So you can get to the top of that bridge, your knee and your hip should be in the same line. So Ben, if you're arched and you're here, it's gonna be too far. So I just like to think I'm here, but like when I go down, I
Yeah.
do have a little bridge. Like I said, I'm teaching you guys kind of advanced stuff. So it's kind of in the middle. But you want the whole point of having that teeny tiny bridge is to make sure your abs are switched on. Okay. And if anybody's listening to that, like Jen, you lost me 3 minutes ago. Do the imprint and then bridge from there. That's a step, that's a level 1. Cool?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, amazing. Okay.
Jen, can I say something really quick?
You bet.
You are so jacked.
Oh,
My God. So what's the event that you're training for?
first of all, thank you. Second of all, Adam, I hope you're listening. And it's basically it's a CrossFit event down here in Southern California. It's called Wadapalooza. And frankly, I think a lot of you have known me for a while. I dislocated my knee pretty badly in the new year, and so I was only doing Pump Club Foundation, just upper body stuff, trying to get myself quite literally back on my feet. And then as I was getting into phase 3 of the foundation, I have a friend who's like, hey, will you do this CrossFit competition with me? And every part of my soul wanted to say no, which is why I said yes. Again, I told you I'm better with a partner. I needed a target. I work harder
Yeah.
when I'm working towards something. And I think for me personally, I was so I had lost so much momentum with my knee injury that I was lacking a lot of motivation to personally really like get my heart rate up and move more athletically. And like I commit like I credit our app for what got me going and strong again and kept my mind from cracking because I got to keep coming back to you guys and doing this every day. But yeah, CrossFit, it's a little bit more silly. Like we're doing gymnastics stuff and we're hand walking and I'm snatching. I mean, I did that in college, so thank you for noticing, but I've got, and there's a mile beach run in the middle of one of the workouts. So I got to run in the sand. So I am just, trying to, it's in 2 weeks and I can't wait to just go back to doing my pump workouts.
Formed. We want live camera. We want
Thank
video,
you.
everything.
I think I'm going to have someone live stream with my Instagram if you guys want to watch me in the events, and then I'm going to have someone take some videos and stuff so you can see it. So thanks. Yeah, there's more veins popping out than normal. So yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, when you start bringing your workout volume up, your eating cleans up because you just don't want to eat bad food. You're just so excited to like train and you know what I mean? Like feel good. And I'm pretty PG. Like I'm reading a book and have my retainers in by 8:30. Like my life is pretty straightforward. It's like pump club, workouts, train clients, read a book, go to bed, lots of protein wherever else. So, okay, guys, we got lots to do. But this is a fun, I skimmed through a lot of these. There's so many great exercises to cover. I wanted to start here. This made me smile. Just kudos. Look at the room. Our dude is deadlifting real weight in. Okay. This is incredible. I can't even read. I don't even know the plate sizes, but we're just going to go for it. Okay. Here we go. I mean, there's like toys and I love the bench. Anything's possible, right? When you put your mind to it. So I can see he's using wrist wraps. That's totally fine. I've done it before in the past. You guys remember your grip will only, your body will let you only pull as much as your grip can handle. So if you feel that wraps help you with your grip, you should absolutely do it. He's doing a switch grip, which I personally do as well. One hand forward, one hand back. Look at that tricep bump. Okay, here we go. Uh-huh. So I can't see the name on this video to call you by your first name. So I'm going to pause for a second up here. There's some instability. If you look at me, guys, like as he stands up, he kind of sways and then he finds his way up. I also pause it here. How his left foot looks pretty straight and his right foot looks a little bit ducked out. Let's make sure we have our feet straight. It's going to stabilize the knee, and I want to make sure it looks like this big toe isn't turned on either. Guys, when you turn on your feet, right, all four corners, it gives you arch support, it stacks your knee over your hip, and it's going to give you a better baseline. So I'm just going to go back right here one more time. And we've talked about this my last week. We're going to zoom in. So I want that barbell touching your shin, and see how he has to kind of lean his knees forward to do so. Now, I really like this hip position. This looks awesome. And I would take a little bit more back tension. Coach Nick is always talking to us about like kind of bending the sides of the bar. It's a really great way. That's why I wear tank tops when I coach you guys. When I do this, you can see my lats literally click in. And you got to remember, between the shoulders and the hips, this is the bridge from the barbell to your hips. So we just got to secure that bridge. And what happens is, because the barbell's a little in front, see how so now right there, he brought his body weight forward, and his shins should be vertical. So I'd rather have that bar right here. And as a compensation, again, see, we're 6 inches away. The only thing his body can do is let his hips drive up to correct the bar path, and then I'll have it. So see how the hips went? It's, April, what you used to do. Corrects it on the way down. Oh, what a beautiful second rep. That makes me happy. I'm going to show you. Look at the position for rep 2. See how gorgeous that is, guys? So again, it's a Coach Nick. I stole this from him. Your body corrects itself on the way down and the way up. Look at how vertical his shin is from his, oop, here we go. Yes, that's what we want. So just make sure that you're getting that vertical shin position from go. And that's the other thing. We do talk a lot. I mean, this is just absolutely bliss. I'd still take a little more back tension, but that's why also we do encourage single deadlift. So instead of tapping and going, so we would consider this a tap and go. So I'm going to play this one more time and then move on. That means he does a lift, and then he taps and he stands right back up. We recommend dead stop, start again. That's the way you're going to get the strongest. But these reps really clean themselves up. Okay, here we go. Let me just see. Oh, I see. I think this is Dan. I can't see all the names in here, guys. Sorry about that. But for pace, we're going to keep going. That's so funny. So as it's loading, I can already see his feet aren't on. See? I don't know why this one's not loading. I do have Wi-Fi. Here we go. Let me try another video, guys. Hold on. I can go back. Okay, pull-ups. Yes, eccentrics. Oh, I love these. Okay. I want to point out how he is going all the way down. That's what I want. I see a lot of people stopping a little short. I love the commitment all the way. I would take a slightly wider grip, slightly. I think this is pretty neutral. Just remember, if you go slightly wider, your lats can participate a little bit more. But I really don't have any notes. The only way you make this better is by going even slower. Really work against gravity. And if you want a bonus, you can actually see, my friend, your feet are straight down and he's anticipating the step off. But I would take an even more right here, an even more hollow position. So he's kind of going straight down. Let's see, like that. Like I would take like a true hollow position. I would try to bring up your feet 3 inches. Really work the lower abs. Let's try this video again. Okay, my friend, you've been sending videos every week. This is so improved. I would take a little more bend in that knee. Just a little more load on the hamstring. The reason I say that is see how the bar is stopping at the perfect place. The back is flat. You can feel the weight as he's moving. It's staying in the frontal plane, a little bit too heavy. I would take your ass back 2 inches, just 2 inches. Get a little bit more. And by the way, that's not that big of a bend. It's only a few degrees different, but it'll load your hamstring glute tie-in a little bit more. And it'll take it out of that low back because you can see his mid back starts to hit it right there. Just, 2 inches more with your butt. This is so improved. I'm so proud of you, man. Okay. Oh, we got somebody in the Northeast. We got hockey gloves. Oh, wait. April, is your question for the last video?
I noticed that that person was wearing a white belt, and Nick suggested that I get one, and I've ordered it. It's not here yet. How tight should that be? How do I know how
Great
to
question.
fit it?
I also wear one. I used to not for a while, but I found that I can find my core more quickly and with more intensity when I do wear it. The rule of thumb is when you you put it on, right? If you can just fit 2 fingers in the like if you can slide 2 fingers in, you're good.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it. Yeah,
Thank
you want to because you want to be able to connect in and push into the weight belt here on the side. So I think about like out. It's not pushing out this way, right? It's more lateral. But yeah, I just kind of reach in, make sure I've got 2 fingers because that's where my diaphragm can shove out.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, I love these. Guys, you're improving so much. This is great. This is something we've talked about before, and I'll never get sick of talking about it. So this right here is as far as he needs to go. What's happening is he's got great mobility, and he's thinking, well, I need to load my hamstrings more, so I'm going to go further. But all he needs to do is reach his butt back. By the way, this is the identical exercise as the one before. This is just with dumbbells. So what I'd like is a slightly greater angle in the knee. Get your hips back. And because what's going to happen, and you're going to see it right when I hit play, he's thinking, I need to load these hamstrings more to make it harder. and he's going to reach with his arm. So he's going to start to lose some of that upper body composition to get more request on his lower half, and boom. So now we did get a slightly increased ankle, but now we've lost some tension up here. And for 6 inches, we didn't need. So stop just below the knee, load your hips backwards. And I mean, and this is something that came up with a client of mine that I train in person that also is in the pump club. She was doing the dumbbell advanced, and she's like, I just can't get heavy enough on a dumbbell with these. I go, so use a barbell. There's no rules. I think I've said this to this group before. You're not going to get a ticket from the workout police because you use a barbell on one exercise in your dumbbell program. I said, her name's Jen. I go, Jen, just use a barbell. I mean, she's a really good deadlifter. I go, and so this person clearly is using the biggest set of dumbbells he's got. He's putting weights on his wrists, but I'm looking over here. I'm like, oh, we have barbells. So just use a barbell. It's okay. You're hitting the same muscles. That's my advice.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Yeah, so this is Benoit.
Oh,
I I actually have the question, like, is it the same movement as stretching the hamstrings, or because I can either touch my toe easily, or I can bend but keep my legs straight, and then it's gonna stretch a lot in the hamstring, but and I feel
yeah.
I cannot go further than my knees.
Well,
So
here we go,
but I don't
guys.
know which one it is.
Here we go. We got the Swiffer. It's time. So Ben, I'm probably more flexible than you. Can you guys see me all the way if I step back this far?
Yep.
Okay. Here's the bar. Same with dumbbells. I have a flat back. I can flat back to the ground, and I can
Yep.
have tension. This is not a exercise for length. It is an exercise for load. Okay, so you and I have the happy task of being hypermobile, but that requires limitation on our range of motion. So you and I, just because I can go that far doesn't mean it's better. You're out here getting length. It's not about stretching, it's about loading. So to load properly, I shove my hips back this way and I go just to here. That's all I want. And you're gonna get a load and a stretch. But again, this is not a mobility exercise, although we all know that you gain a lot of mobility through weightlifting. So it's more about loading at the right range versus stretching just because you can. Make sense? More
Yeah.
is
Okay.
not more in this exercise.
So we have to push more our butt back, like
Backwards.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you just increase that knee bend by a few, like 5 degrees, and load your hips back. It changes everything, and it'll keep the weights right where you want them.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. So I didn't realize it was you, Ben. Now I'm seeing I can look up names this way. Okay, here we go. All right, moving on. Okay, let's see. Um, oh, Etikin, yeah, you showed me getting into position. Thanks for listening. Okay. Oh, yeah. Same exercise. So this is I see the intention from last week. So you're maintaining that flat back. So now what I'm going to ask you to do, my friend, and I know you're on the call. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, you were rounded doing it. This week, you're almost vertical doing it. So my challenge is you got to find the in between. This is Goldilocks and the Three Bears, right? Too hot, too cold. I want to find the right angle, because the reality is with this body weight movement, you want some gravity. So instead of here or here, which by the way, great job with your back, find a middle and do the same thing. So you're right there, you're narrowing in on it, but I love the improvement that I'm seeing in your spine. Way better. Okay, let's see. I just want to know, here we go. Oh, Paul, there we go. So I can start calling you guys by names. Nice flash shirt. Again, I love that the playrooms are being turned into our pump rooms. Oh my God, that is like a headline, playroom to pump room. Oh, gorgeous trick press. Nice patience. I'm loving the control Paul is showing me on the way down. This is a very nice, I like the rotation at the top. And I like, even though this is an upper body press, it's a lower body exercise too. Like he is stacked on those hips. I really have no notes. That was awesome. I'm going to show just one more time for me. Feet are the right distance. Yep. This is great. The only thing I'm going to say, and I can't see it happening, but it's very slight. Look at his hips. Sometimes when we have to press overhead, we have a little mobility tightness here. So in order to get the weights up, our hips go forward a little. And I can't see the side of Paul, but from the front, it does look a little like this. So there's two things I want everyone to think about. Number one, whenever you're doing a standing overhead press, a standing curl, a standing tricep, I want you to squeeze your tush as hard as you can. Okay? If you squeeze, look what happens. This is me relaxed, right? If I just squeeze my butt, see how it secures my pelvis? I'm making everybody, I don't say this often, but here we go. Everyone look at my butt. Okay, we're here. I squeeze it and it literally shifts my hips into a really strong, safe place. Okay, so that's number one. It's going to create really good stability and it's going to protect your lower back because instead of going here, your glutes are going to take it. Number two, part of what we can do as we're pressing, if I do any overhead stuff, I take a fascial roller, I roll out my lats. I just roll them. It doesn't feel the best, but man, it makes a difference with your overhead expression, okay? Just a few minutes each side. It's very worth it. Paul, such good work, dude. Is that still Paul? Okay. Okay, is this where I'm at? Bench press. Okay, this is Robert. I love when we get music. I already see a little problem. So I'm noticing, I want to make sure you guys always have your feet flat on the ground. And this kind of looked like, okay, it's part of the bench. I was just wondering what that was. Okay. So he's getting set in. He does drop his heels. I do feel better about that. I don't know how tall you are, Robert. Your hands do look a little narrow. I'm 5'6" and I go a little wider than that. So I do like, if you notice how he's measuring with his thumb length, so we make sure he's even. But as this bar goes down, I'm wondering if he's going to look a little too tight. Oh, look at that fight. Nice, 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 nice. Oh. Okay. Here's the thing. Baseline, everything looks really good. I'm going to point at the highlights. One, he did not squirm around. He did not move. He kept his feet on the ground. He stayed in the pocket and he just waited out that push. Now, in my opinion, that barbell might be a little too heavy to go by yourself. There's, I don't know if you have people that can spot you or at your gym, but like that was on the line. And I want you guys to be thoughtful of that. Okay. That's number one. Number two, I think you're racking too high. This, yeah, Robert. So I want you to look at how he has to reach up to rack it. So when he takes it off and on, he almost has to reach his arms up. You guys want to make sure when you do a bench press, you've got, I don't know, at least 4 inches to push up from, because when you're done and you've done the set, you rack it and then come down, whether you have a spot or not, you don't want to reach to get to that safety zone, especially when you're lifting by yourself. You're exhausted, you've done the set. So I would, Robert, take your bench from the next rung down, okay? And if you guys see where my pointer is, that's 3 inches and would make all the difference. And I do agree with my initial instinct. Robert, I would move your hands out a little bit more. So instead of going your thumbs from the inside, go from pinkies, like a pinky stretch from the first ring on the side, because it just looked like you got a little stuck. And if you go slightly wider, you can get more back and a bigger stretch on your chest. Otherwise, this was really, really great. Okay. Ben, Riley, what do we got today? Oh, we got improvement on that barbell. Thanks for getting more of your body in this week, Ben. Look at that focus and intention. Wow. Anybody else think Ben needs more weight? I do like this composition. I don't really have any changes for you, Ben. I actually think it looks great. The one thing, and Ben, I don't know how tall you are or if it's the weights because they're a little low. I almost want you pulling a little higher. Let's see. I almost want to see the bar lifted 2 inches on either side, because I don't think these are true Olympic weights. This is a really great position. Vertical shin, everything's great. It just seems like, yeah. So what I'm saying is, these are like true, like more like bodybuilding plates, whereas Olympic weights are slightly higher. So think about the ones we use when we do all the pump club meetups, guys. They're a little bit long, wider in diameter. So what you can do, Ben, is just take like another plate on each side and put your barbell on it. I just want you starting slightly higher. That's all I want. This looks awesome. It's great breathing, great focus. I can just see your arms are reaching a little bit at the bottom. See right there. He's reaching to touch the ground to get the full length, but I think it's just a little too far. But this is you've come so far, man. Okay. So this is what we would call that, like reversed, how did you write it? Reverse elevated split squat. I want to point out 2 core things here. I watched this before I came to the meeting today. Number 1, good on you, Elise, for using a balancing stick. Guys, there's no, again, rules. Like if you need a little balance here, you can see the stick on her left hand, just to make sure you can 100% focus on the load and the work at hand, do it. You won't need that stick forever, but if you use it as a tool to keep the work alive, do it. One adjustment I would make from on her setup and will help with a few things. So look at how Elise is you were using the edge of the bench. I would rather have you guys use the side of the bench. And I'm going to teach you a way to get into this. So the easiest way to make sure you do it right, and this is going to be my fake bench. So imagine that this is long ways, like Elisa's foot is on the edge going out. I'd rather have you do this. You're going to have your dumbbell in your hand. And let's say I'm doing my left foot. Okay, so here we go. left foot, and I just straighten my leg like this. I put my heel down and I stand up. Now I know I'm the perfect length. I put my toe under and I drop. Guys, it's like magic. You'll never be guessing again, right? You'll know this is what it is. Okay, that's number one. Number two, what I want to point out, and at least like many other people do this. So notice how, because her foot is a little close, she's actually a little closed off, and I'm going to show exactly what she's doing. So we got here. So because her foot's a little close, see how she has to close the angle of the hip here? From the other side, it looks like this. See how this is a closed angle? Remember in the glute bridges, I was like, I want you guys to be open. But if your foot's too close, you're never going to be able to get in here, and we're never going to be able to get into your glute. So the reality is if you're far enough away, you're here, you open that hip flexion, you go down. Can you see the difference in my position versus hers? My knee is back and my hip is open versus closed and compromised. Okay? Open, closed. So part of this is strength. Part of this is openness. And I don't mean like emotional openness. I mean like your quads, like all this tissue in front, your quads, your hips, your psoas. Guys, what do we do all day? We're sitting in our cars, we're sitting at our desks, we're closed. So I highly recommend just getting some quad stretches in. The couch stretch, Kelly Starrett, the Ready States, the number one watched, used stretch there is. And I put a knee pad down for myself and I go up against my couch like this. I'm using my window and I stretch. And boy, oh boy, you're going to feel it. And by the way, look at shape I'm making. It's the reverse lunge with that elevated split squat. So you want to get the stretch in here and here, and you want to squeeze your butt while you do it. It is not going to feel enjoyable, but the payoff is you're going to get more range of motion and success with those lunges, and it will be worth it. Okay. All right. I know we've got some multiple videos from the same people, so I'm going to try to, I won't be able to do all of them, but I'll keep moving through here. We have another RDL. Oh, see, Ben, she's like you. Look at this length. Look at this flat back. But we don't need to go that far because we actually just need the hips back further. So why go those last 2 inches? So I'm not going to go over this too much. It's the same thing we did with Ben. Slightly bigger bend in the knee, load your butt and ham, and stop there. Okay? Same idea. All right, my man. Mr. Dennis, loading every week, sending every week. Oh, this is getting better. Dennis, you're so close, man. I just want you to stay in the saddle. Keep your hips exactly where they are versus letting them rise up. What's happening is when you perfect setup and your butt starts to go, the first action is his butt going up. Guys, can you see that? Now we're looking at Dennis's butt. It goes up, and now he turns a deadlift into an RDL from that extended place. And what it does, more importantly, is it takes the load from here and it shifts it forward a little bit. And that's why you see him get a little stuck. Dennis, you are smoothing this out so well. You're so close. And look, on the way down, we fix it. One more. Great start. Oh, see that? He's going to be on Twerkman's comp if he keeps this up. Look at that. So what you got, this is, guys, I'm the funniest one of all the coaches. I get, just listen, I want the credit. Um, actually, Nick might win. So the point is, you got to stay loaded, man. This is so good. I love this composition, but you just got to make sure your shoulders rise at the same times that your hips do. This has come so far. Good job. All right. Taylor, you submitted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We already did a press, so I'm going to move on. Let's see. We've done an RDL. Okay, bent over row. Let's do this one. By the way, nice gym and flowers. Taylor's killing it. Okay. Some good stuff here. I am deeply craving more connection here. And I'm going to give you guys an advanced, like a little fun idea. Because like even when she pulls, even though she's getting her biceps going, shoulders are a bit rounded forward because she can't fully get in that back. So here's, and I don't mind a little momentum, to be honest. I think it's cool, especially when you're getting heavy. This is a strong position. I actually like the composition of your legs and your lower back. I like everything that's happening here. The core is switched on. But what I want to see, and instead of like round, kind of like this, because starting rounded, I want everybody to think about it this way. When you row, think, can I pull my shoulder blades together first? Can I row? Can I release? Can I relax? So it's a scapula kind of training system to get that in place and down. You don't have to do it for every rep, maybe your first round or two, but I really like that. And from the back, it looks like this. So let's say I'm facing down and my dumbbells are here. I go back, row, extend, release. Scap pull, row, extend, release. So Taylor, that's what I'd like you to initiate, just because I saw that too. As I went by, even your RDLs, you're rounded. If you can get that scap connection, and by the way, it's not trap, you're not going up, back. And it's like, I always think about, can my shoulders kind of go around the block? Can I go that way? So I'm going wide this way versus up this way. Okay. And if you can start to get that, all the little, we have these little muscles between our shoulder blades called our rhomboids. And then we've got all these great muscles back here that are trying to support. But if we don't give them the position to be used, we're never gonna get to them. So that's what I like. The weight looks good. The pace looks good. You're in control of the weight. I actually like a lot of what I'm seeing here, Taylor. Just work that little scap for me. Let's do a push-up with Taylor too, because I haven't seen a push-up today. Love an incline pull-up, push-up. Look at that. This angle's a little tough. Two things that are awesome though. Great long plank position. Elbows just look a little wide. Remember guys, you would never bench press like this. So don't push up like this either. If Taylor was in the right position, I would be able to see kind of the bottom of her elbow. And what's going to happen as a result, when you're pressing or pushing from here, your traps and your shoulders are taking the brunt of the work, maybe a little pec major up here. But what we want is we want to be more in here so your back and chest can go. So frankly, what I would do, Taylor, is pull that bench out from your wall. I think part of what's happening is just the geography of that bench. Pull it out a little bit, because when I push up, let's say I'm going to go, Aaron, you're coming into my house all the way now, guys. So instead of being like this, I want the bottom of my bra to touch the bench. This is my incline push-up right here. Cool? Cool. Okay, dumbbell fly. So this angle is good, not great. I'd like to see lateral, but let's still do it. Ooh, you know what though? Tish, this is a very Arnold pumping iron moment. It's like the exact angle with Arnold. Uh-huh. Can you guys see what I see? Look at how much Tish is moving on the bench. Yeah, see that teeter totter, teeter totter. Again, this is one of those, it's an upper body exercise, but our lower body is a key component to our success here. So it's really important that you keep your feet stable, and something that really helps with that is keeping your butt on. So when you squeeze your butt, you turn on your abs and you lock into that bench so you can really work the fly. Now, I would take Tish, your arms are a little bit bent. They kind of look like they're almost here. I would take a little more length. Remember, guys, muscle strength comes from the stretch on the muscle. So that's why I was pointing out if the scene in Pumping Iron, you see Arnold doing these really beautiful flies, and he's allowing his rib cage to expand. Tish, you're doing a great job with that, by the way. You've got control, you've got great expansion in your rib cage. We want that stretch on the pec so you can contract, right? The further the stretch, the greater the opportunity to contract that. But I just want to see a little bit more stability. If we squeeze your butt, and instead of having those 90-degree angles, I want to see a bit more length in the elbows. You're going to feel it more in your chest. Oh, yes. I was excited to do this video with you, April. So what I love is, can you already see?
What, my eyes? Sorry.
Well, listen, this is a day of asses. I can't get, listen, it's part of it. But it's really interesting because as I see April sit up, I see, okay, now I'm gonna I haven't even hit the play of the video, but we can see that she has got a tilt happening in her pelvis, right? And
Yep.
I just wanted to point this out because, guys, our hips are all a little bit different. Sisters, not twins. It's like eyebrows. If you see someone with two perfect eyebrows, you know it's not real. Right? So our hips, just because of a sport, or because, like, are you righty or lefty, April?
I'm right-handed, and I cracked my pelvis on a bad horse fall 8 years ago. And
Okay, so we got, but yeah, okay, well, I'm not, but like the pelvis crack probably didn't do any favors, but because she's right-handed, or
Okay.
let's say in hammer throw, I spun left, we're moving things in a certain way. We all drive with our right foot, right? We're gonna have some differences in our hips. So that's, I actually want to just celebrate that. Like, I don't expect you guys to look perfect. We're not robots, but I want you to be aware of those differences for when you're loading weight onto your body. And I'm going to give you guys a tip through April's example. So let's get this going. I noticed you put plates under your feet. April, do me a favor, just flip those plates over next time. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never
It's
done
like
that.
you've got the ripples.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, for how you started and now how you straightened out, not bad.
Still learning.
No, 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 this is good. I'm tracking with your feet. Your knees are going forward. So what I see, I'm going to let it go again. This is a minor thing, but I love teaching you guys things because I want you to feel this in your body. So you can see the bar's a little slanted, which really doesn't matter at all. This left hip is inconsistent in the way it's firing. That's how I'm going to say it. So my cue, I'm going to let you guys watch that hip. So it's kind of going, and you can see it just slightly kind of, it kind of it goes out, comes back. April, when you're at the top of that squat, I want you to think left cheek, then go down. For me, my left cheek also just takes a net. She's out for a smoke. I don't know what she's doing, right? Like she's kind of, so it's like, I want you to just think left cheek, like squeeze it before you start at the top of each rep, not at the bottom. And there's that mind to muscle connection we always teach in here. It's like, oh, just remind it, just tell it. And sometimes what I'll do too, before I'll squat, I'll just tap it, tap that cheek, get under the bar, and then I think left cheek, and then I go. And what we're just helping rewire the neurology. We're just saying, hey, you're ready. And what's cool is like it was like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. it's your body wants to do it. We're just teaching it how to fire faster and harder. Right? And part of this too is like we start doing sets, as you guys know. Some of it's stamina. Sometimes my first 4 reps will be awesome. And then my last 4 start. Okay,
Wow, disco. Here, Bee Gees. Nice.
I didn't know that was gonna happen. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Jeez.
I think you
So
should
just
leave
know
it
that, like,
on.
yeah, what's happening? I don't, someone will have to tag me in the app and show me how to turn this stuff off. That was hilarious. So does that make sense? So just know that, guys, don't judge yourselves. If you're like, oh, I had it for a few reps and I lost it. Stamina is something we're training in here as well, that resiliency. So if you do a set of 6 and your first 4 are good and your last 2 aren't as, great, we got 4, you'll get there. It just takes time.
Nick had mentioned it was probably also muscle memory because, I've never done these before. This is my 3rd week doing them.
Yeah, no. I like this. I mean, by the way, and this is just a lateral view because thank you for that. I just like what I'm seeing. I like this great position. You're right at parallel. I literally wouldn't make any changes. Just really make sure you're thinking about that left cheek and keeping your feet on. I love it though.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Love the song too. Okay. Raise deadlift.
Hopefully better than last time.
I mean, like you got a choice, man. You're just on that, you're riding the wave. You're doing it all. Oh, new kicks too.
Yep.
Oh, looked light off the ground, man.
I was doing
Really
sets of
good.
10.
You what?
I was doing sets of 10, so I didn't have a lot of weight loaded.
Still. So you and I are going to continue to work on that connection between your shoulder blades. This is looking
Okay.
better, but I want to tell you that, like, I don't love as you did 3 reps, then you're starting to lose your glute connection. You're rounding a little bit in your tailbone.
All right.
And it's like if you're rounding, it's going to be hard to get into that tissue. So just you want to keep a little bit of that length so you can load your glute.
All right.
Right?
And the video
Not
shows that.
enough-
Like, I feel like I'm doing that when I'm doing the lift, but then I see the video and I realize I don't have it
Yeah,
locked.
but even okay, we got to draw a picture.
Sorry, Jen, I don't mean to interrupt here. Ray, one of the reasons why that might be happening is because you're wearing your lifters for deadlifts. I would not wear lifters for anything but squats and overhead press.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
was
it's
gonna-
just
I
that
was
might
gonna
be a
touch on
reason
that,
why
Noah.
your body's a little
Okay.
distorted
Yeah,
there.
it's a great point. No, yeah, it's so the lifters. This is a great point. Just to inside baseball. So these guys, these gorgeous shoes that Ray's got on, they're actually putting his foot at a slightly downward angle, which is going to transfer his body weight, right? The markers is Ray's head. It's going to slightly bring him forward, and we want him right over those heels. So
Okay.
whereas April put her heels up on that for a squat, great. It's a different game. Even I do a lot of Olympic lifts, great. For deads, I'm wondering if you'll feel that that part of this position will be fixed if you go barefoot or just a pair of flat shoes.
All right.
And
Yeah, the
Noah,
lifters are new. So
Uh-huh.
I just started using those and I thought they were meant for deadlift. So that's good to know that.
Oh.
I will stop you. And I got them basically because of a knee strain I got from doing squats. So
So
I'll
use
skip
them
the
on your
shoes.
squats.
Yeah.
Yes, use them on your squats.
Okay.
Yeah, that you could. I mean, technically, you could use them in a press. I don't think I really do that. You could goblet squat with them, front squat, back squat, any of that. Noah, did you see a big improvement when you went flat with your shoes, or you just never you even touched Ollie's, right?
I mean, when I deadlifted, I would always either use like Chuck Taylors or just socks just because of like the people around me. But I
Yeah.
do know that as soon as I got lifters and I started squatting or doing overhead movements like just like a clean and jerk, they're unbelievably helpful. So
Yeah.
you definitely made the right call, Ray, in getting them. They're game.
Yeah.
For
Just
sure.
don't use them for deadlifts.
Yeah,
Not for dads.
deadlifts always minimal, flat, you know, like
Okay.
barefoot's the best for me, but like I said, Chuck Taylor's, Vans, shit like that would also be great.
All right, appreciate
Right.
that.
Thank you.
Sorry
Okay,
for
so
the
this is my
interjection,
little,
guys.
this is my little drawing of Ray's bottom. So here, Ray's head is up here, okay, and that's his smiley face. So what I'm looking for, Ray, is this beautiful spine. And like I said, you and I are working on some extra tension here on your upper back, like here's your shoulders, right?
Hmm.
Way broader and more muscular than this is just freehand, you know what I mean? But when you get here, what's starting to happen is this is rounding down, whereas and I don't want you to arch, I want you to energetically extend your tailbone like that. It's just and it's just energetically like, can I just reach up a little bit on that tailbone?
Like trying to push something out behind me.
It's
Or-
less about moving. It's not like the RDL. It's not like I'm pushing back. It's
Okay.
what I'm literally doing, right? I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm changing. It's this much. I'm
Oh,
changing
okay.
the angle of my pelvis this much. And if you can go from here, which is what you're doing, it's not bad, to just there. See what I mean? It's
Okay.
going to create more engagement on your glute here.
All right.
It's so minimal, but you're ready for the feedback, and it's going to make a difference when you're doing these sets of 10. I just want you using the muscle that you worked for back there. Yeah, this is your tailbone. I just want you to be like, can I just gently
Kind of-
reach it? And you're going to feel your hamstring switch on too, right? Because
Thinking
we're
about that will
moving.
help straighten that up. And yeah, okay.
Right. And so I keep talking about your tailbone, but by moving your tailbone, your pelvis is just going to do that. It's just a
Okay.
pelvic position. Okay, let's see.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Um, look at this, using good use of the Smith machine. I would love a slightly bigger bend in the knee and a little less traps, right? Let the bar hang. We end up helping here. I don't mind your shoulders going back, and everybody can look at me in the screen. I don't want here. I want here. Always a little backwards. Slight more bend in those knees. And this is perfect. I'm pretty pumped by this. And what's really fun about RDLs, guys, it really is like an ab exercise, because it's, or kettlebell swing, because what Stephanie is doing is she's loading her hips and hamstrings and coming center and turning your core on to meet her. So really great. Steph, and great weight on the bar. I would just say bend those knees a little bit more.
That's actually Jen's. I submitted for her. She's teaching right now, but
Oh my God, you know what's so funny? I was like, is that Stephanie? I thought that was Jen.
I submitted me and her because we have been trying to get those right.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah. Well, okay. I'm so glad, because I was like, am I wrong? Have I been calling them the wrong name for all these years? Amazing.
No.
Does that make sense, honey?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just a little more load. And part of what I'm seeing is whenever I see the traps go up, it means, oh, someone's not sure if they're doing it right.
Oh yes,
Right?
that's us.
You're just like, I don't know. I'm going to help up here. So that's it. Just trust, load those hips back. Everything else looked great. Honestly,
Okay,
smooth.
cool.
The weight looked good. Not worried at all about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, babe. We did do a bench press, but I'm going to do this one too. Now, oppositely, this looks too wide from before. Okay. This looks a bit too wide for what his composition is, but let's take a peek. Awesome tension in his hips, if you guys can see it. I love what I talked about. His butt is on, his core is on, he's not moving around, his feet are flat. This is an athletic position. I would take what's your first name?
Yeah,
Hold
it's
on,
me.
let's
It's me.
see.
It's me.
Oh, Dipion. Hi. Okay, there we go. I would just bring your hands in. Start. You're used to benching this way, so start with a
Yeah,
half inch in.
because you know what? I mean, when I hold it a little closer, then at the bottom part, my
Yes.
forearm tends to not be vertical and not be, vertical. It tends to move in a little. And
I
that is something
understand.
that
I
I don't
understand what
like.
you're saying.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you're out here. I want you a half inch in. Just to because what I'm seeing is you're here. And if you got, I want to, well, how about this? How about this concept? I want you to create some pinky pressure on the
Which is what I
bar.
do. Yep. Yep.
Good. To get that Latin, I would still, if you feel like a half inch is too much, move in a quarter. Just
Okay.
a little bit. This looks a little extended. And
Okay.
I just want you to feel a little bit more central in your body versus out.
Right. Right. Got that. Got that. And I think
Let me look though. It's great. Great control. Great breath. Is this a set of 10?
this is
8?
a set of 8. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. I love it. I thought that was awesome. I also, yeah, it's a bummer that rack. I would have taken that rack
A
one
little,
inch
a little
lower.
downer. Yeah.
I know it's
Yeah.
it's not you but maybe get a spotter if you know ask the guy behind you. It's when they're built-in racks like that you can't do anything. I think this is awesome. Such a good composition. It looked like you could have done 8 more. Really good. But that's my only teeny tiny thing I would say.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Okay, yes. Okay, so knee brace is off. Tom, how exciting. So we looked at this a few weeks ago. Interested why, oh, I think he's maybe facing away from the camera. Notice, Ray, he's got his lifters on here. Yes, what an improvement. Oh, I would say little deviation with the left hip, April. He's got what you got. It's like, am I on? Am I on? Am I on? And part of that is because he's recovering from that knee injury, and I think that hip is getting stronger, but you can see it kind of go like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I'm here. Wildly better than we did it 2 weeks ago, my man. I just want to make sure, just for everybody knows, whenever you got a rack like this, always just face in. I think he's facing out for the video, perhaps, but this was awesome. I really don't have any notes. Great breath. Just keep stabilizing that knee and that hip, man. Wildly better. Wildly better. Oh, that's the same one, right? Yeah, Jen?
That one was just I was doing the same thing. That one was just me instead of her.
I'll look at it then. Here we go.
I want you to decide who did it better. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely pick which sister I like more for sure. Oh, see? You got it. So you're fidgeting with your arms a little. Nice tricep bump, by the way. I want you to tuck your chin a little bit, honey. And that's nice. So now I'm going to point out something crazy, which you guys are going to think I'm nuts. So I just got done telling Ray, right, to extend his tailbone. You might be a little extended, Jen. So you might have the opposite. So women tend to flare and really create an arch. So for you, I'd actually want you to gently tuck.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Not tuck, just energy. Take your tailbone and just gently shift under. Just a little.
Okay.
That's all. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I see, do you see this right here in your back?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want that. This is a gorgeous angle. Everything's loaded. Your shoulders are good. This is great. That's gonna show up if we don't create a little bit of length here to keep it down here.
And every once in a while, I feel it afterwards in my lower back. Is that going to be why?
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, that's where we could play with the belt idea, like just really making sure your abs are on versus your back. But I really think just give me a little length of your tailbone will do the job.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. Okay, let me see. I have got, have you guys got 15 more minutes? I can bust through these two. Ooh, it's got 10. Let's see. Also, hey, Noah, when is Nick's call this week? Friday?
Yeah, let me just double check the time for sure, but it is Friday.
Because we're doing another form check Friday, so maybe I'll just do 2 more and let Nick do these on Friday because we've got such a big group of it today.
Yeah, it's at 10 a.m. Pacific on Friday, and then
10 Pacific Friday. Okay,
Jen,
that's what we're gonna do. So let me do these like 2 more, and then we'll let Nick take the rest. Okay.
And then Jen, sorry, after we're done with these next 2, do you mind taking a couple of the app questions on your thread? I think there are a few that we have not got
Oh,
to.
in the chat.
Yeah, in
Absolutely.
the
Great
chat,
idea.
yeah.
So I'll do this last video, and I'm gonna remember where I stopped. Noah, I'll make a note. It'll be form check, Sarah. Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks for your patience, guys, while we get this worked out. Okay, we're working on push-ups. Ooh, this looks I can't read that language. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Let's see. I'm going to pause it right here. So, Sarah, this submission is so important. Thank you. Part of what I saw immediately in Sarah as she set up, which is why I love watching you guys get into position, was I saw uncertainty. She was like, okay, are my hands here? What works? Where does my body go? And also, I see this often happening. People are using a mat on the ground, and the mat is often too narrow for their body. Even me, like a yoga mat is almost too narrow for me. So don't feel like you have to use that. I would almost turn the mat sideways and put my knees on the mat and put my hands on the floor. So what I see mostly is this. Her hands are very high, which is what we talked about is going to be in the shoulders and very little of the upper chest and traps. So what I'd rather see is our hands closer here, down by like our rib cage and our bra line. And that's already going to set us up in a better position. And because she's reaching down, she's creating a bit of an arch in her back and she's leaving her hips behind. So I want to just break this down one time on the floor at my house, and you can see both positions. So ideally, and from the front, you'll see she's probably like this narrow. I treat my push-ups like a narrow bench press. So I want my hands outside my shoulder, so it kind of looks like that. And from the side, it would be like this. Now, if we're going to do knees down, ideally, just like the bridge, your hips are squeezed and tucked under. So now we have a straight line, okay? And we're going down all the way. Now, Sarah, your hands are up here, what makes it really hard to push. So I want you to place your hands lower like this and drive up. Now, if anybody does this and they're like, Jen, even here, I can't push up. I want you to extend your legs. I call these peel up push-ups, and this is how I want you to do your push-ups as you learn. Everything is the same. The hands are here. You squeeze your butt a little bit, and you start to peel up like this into a plank. So you're getting the abs, you're getting the full extension of the arms, and then slow on the way down, squeezing your buns. And we squeeze your butt to kind of create some support in your lower back. And that's how we do it. We start here and come all the way down. You're going to get so much work out of your arms and core by doing a little bit of a worm on the way up. while you get stronger. And what I really like is on the way down, that eccentric phase, just take your time and go slow, because that eccentric phase, which is a fancy way of saying the opposite side of the contraction or the way down, just like the way down of a pull-up, we're actually activating 2 to 3 times the amount of muscle fibers because we're going slow. And that's how we're going to get stronger on the way back up. Okay. So just keep that in mind. This is a really, really good start. Look at that range of motion. Like I said, I want to change that arm position so you can get into your core and into more of these muscles. All right. Amazing work, Sarah. Okay. Let me go into the chat here. Thank you for the call out on that, Noah. Okay. When you do chin-ups, what width should you go between your hands? So chin-ups here, I see people, so my pull-ups, I'm here. And chin-ups, I just do 1 fist length in. It's literally like this. So here, I would just go 1 fist length in, and I'm right there. If you pull too wide, this angle is really not going to be effective. Okay, Johan? So just, does that make sense? Right.
Yeah, it does. It's
Yeah,
just
cool.
at my gym they have all these, like, you don't have so much straight bars, you have these grips. So I'm just kind of like figuring out which grip, because some of them are really wide and some of them are really narrow.
I would arrow whenever you're not sure, error on the side of a smaller range of motion.
Yeah.
Or not range of, sorry, a smaller, like start small, work your way big. So start more narrow. I mean, you could even do narrow like this. This is a cool way to chin up too. But if you go too wide, it's just, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. All right, then I've been doing them right. Thanks.
Yeah, good. Let's see. Great. Can we get a collab with the Ready Stay Out, right? Yeah. Well, Kelly and Juliet are like best friends of mine, so I'll have to get them around. Okay. Right head to go. Great. Can you clarify a spoonful? How much do we track? Well, Rory, that's a great question. So I'm going to read that out loud. But this is when you're stuck. So, spoonful of honey for pre-lift. How much and do we track it? So I just grabbed my jar of honey. 1 tablespoon is 16 carbohydrates. Do you guys remember the 20-20-10 rule? Yeah. So 16 is almost 20. I know in my brain, like what I do, I would mark this as 1 serving of carbohydrates, and I would put carbs 4 in my notes section. So I'm like, okay, I've got a runoff of 4 that I can use somewhere else today, but I've already logged the serving. I personally use coffee as pre-workout. I know, so Adam does too, but that's how you do it. If you're not sure, read the label. It will tell you. Yes. Friday, 10 a.m. Jeanette, thanks for jumping in. Great. Lisa used the peel up push-ups that work for them. Awesome. Okay.
And,
That was
Jen,
that. So
sorry,
then,
there's a
yeah.
no, sorry about that. There's a couple in the app itself. If you
Oh,
don't mind.
it must have come through while we were talking. Yes. Tell
No
me, is
worries.
it on my Zoom? Is it my article this
Yeah,
morning?
your thread about the Zoom. There should be like
Thank
4
you.
questions total in there.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Just one moment. Let me just look. Okay, let me just do, I want to give you my full attention. Hold on. I'm grabbing these 4 questions. Okay. The pull-ups. I think I saw 3, unless I'm missing one, Noah. I got, I'll do the 3 that I found, and then you tell me if there was one more. Somebody was
I just
speaking
can't
up. What
count.
was your question? Was somebody?
Oh yeah, my question is if is it better to do Romanian bar deadlift or normal deadlift? Because sometimes I get that the Romanian one, I work more the legs with it, but I don't know what is better for back training.
Both are great. I do them both. They're in the program. They both affect you a little bit differently. I find that Romanians do really activate my core and back in a different way. And I feel like it's more posterior, meaning back of my legs and butt. I feel that loaded more in the RDL. And the way you're extended, right? You're more upright, whereas DEADS really feels like a full body request. So I would never pick sides. I love them both.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, of course. Jacob, so Catch talked about it when he submitted the 2020-10 rule. He submitted his video on it. And if you look at actually me from, I think, Friday of last week, Jacob, look up my Jen shares her day of nutrition. I explain it in there. So basically, just so you know, 1 serving of carbs is 20 grams. 1 serving of protein is 20 grams. 1 serving of fat is 10. That's the 20-20-10 rule. Thank you, Andres. September 4th article. Okay. I'm going to go through the questions that Noah flagged for me. And if I missed one, Noah, shout it out to me. Okay. What is the difference between shoulder press and overhead presses? Not sure if it's 2 terms for the same thing or different exercises. Yes, Sean. It's the same thing. So an overhead press or a shoulder press, same thing. Now, sometimes we might Arnold press, which is right, a kind of like a 360 of all 3 shoulder heads, but an overhead press, a strict press, a shoulder press, all 3 the same things. It was funny, probably like 5-6 years ago, I was at a big strength and conditioning conference and I was kind of talking cool to this like really old school trainer and I was trying to be impressive. And he goes, Jen, show me what you're talking about, and I'll tell you what we used to call it. And I just kind of laughed because I'm like, yeah, I didn't invent this. So yeah, oftentimes the same exercise will be called different things. So Jean, yep, all the same thing. Jonathan reaches out. Is there any tips about improving pull-ups? I can generally do eccentric pull-ups like in the video I've uploaded, which I saw that. I struggle to get above the bar and fully extend my arms to the bottom. Yeah. So Jonathan is the one that showed that video that I was really excited about, that eccentric video. So part of the an aspect of weight training that I think people don't really talk about is the time. You're already doing everything right, Jonathan. Those eccentric pull-ups looked amazing. I want you to do it even slower. Go slower, be in control. That was like a 2-second drop, work on a 3-second drop. Okay. Sometimes I also like to do a jumping pull-up. So I'll get like a box or a bench and I'll hang. It's kind of hard to show you, but like I'll kind of hang like this and I'll give myself just a light jump and I'll make myself finish and pull at the top. I'll work with clients like that. So I'll get that top half, I'll eccentric the bottom half, and just spend time every week doing that and you will get stronger. I also mentioned when I looked at this video, Jonathan, to think about your core. People, you guys don't realize how much of this has to do with your core staying switched on. So work that hollow position and just keep working it. That's really what it's going to take. And before you know it, you'll just be like, oh my God, I'm doing pull-ups now. So give your body the chance to succeed and meet you there. Strength does not come overnight. It's not like you can build 5 pounds of muscle in a week. It takes some time. So just keep working it. Okay. The last question I saw from Ben, I'm working. Okay, let's see. I'm using, okay, so this was Ben's squat. I think I missed Ben's squat. I'm using blocks to raise my heels a little. We saw that with April, right, guys? The little 5-pounders underneath her heels. I'm struggling to maintain the brace at the bottom of the movement. It's the air is getting forced out of me. Yeah, okay. So I'm laughing because he's basically like, I feel like my belly is forcing the air out of me. Ben's in quite an incredible weight loss journey. So he's like, how can I stay connected? So a squat a deadlift, they're all compression exercises. So what basically Ben is saying is like, here I am, got air in my stomach, ready to go. And the lower he goes, his stomach is kind of getting in the way of his brace and it's pushing his air out. That totally makes sense. Like you guys, when it comes down to it, anatomy is anatomy. And it's great motivation, Ben, for you to keep on your journey to create the space for depth. But what's happening is because of the belly that you've got left, it gets in the way of your body's ability to compress. Okay. So I think what I would recommend, and we have to see how I'm actually going to ask Nick about it too. What's helped me, because I find like I don't have I'm not in the weight loss journey that Ben is on. I was losing air in my brace as well. And it's not about restriction of space. So what I started to do is I started working with a belt to push into the belt. And that helped me stay on with the brace, Ben. So maybe that's something we consider while you're in this transitioning down phase. And it will really help you get into your core muscles because it feels like you're getting stronger there. And I also want to point out, Ben, that and it's very common with anybody that's lost a lot of weight like you have and is still on the journey. What we have to remember, guys, is when we have weight gain here, it's pulling our stomach muscle out as well, right? You see it with pregnant women, right? It's like we get pulled out. There's weight in front. And because of that, it makes it very hard to contract because it's weighted in front, right? So imagine, I've got a 50-pound weight in my hand. It's going to be hard for my bicep to pull it up. It's the same with the weight in your stomach to pull in because it's so front loaded. So part of that, I mean, I've worked with a lot of people. You'll find that your breathing and your control on your core muscles will improve as your belly weight goes away because you'll have this strength to pull it in because that weight is offloaded. So there's a layer of things going on. You're doing nothing wrong. Like I said, I like the idea of maybe using a weight belt to cue you, but part of it is just continuing to do this work. And what I love about squatting and deadlifting and pressing, it's the best core work there is because we are connected from the center to make these movements happen. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But Ben, I will ask Nick about the weight belt for you. Okay. So I'll circle back with you on that just because he's really a pro in that space. You are so welcome, guys. I'm seeing your thank yous. All right, Brian, get to the gym. Yeah, I know I've gone over. Rory, I love an incline bench push-up and I love a peel-up push-up. If I had to choose one, really good at your incline bench with no support and then go to the floor. And if you have to peel up a little bit, only peel up what you need to do, but then start to stack. Or do both. Do 5 on the bench, 5 on the floor. I like both.
Thank you for I forgot that I was supposed to raise my hand at the beginning of the video to be able to talk with you. This was my first time putting a video into you.
Yes.
So really thank you for that tip about the elbows. I will work on that.
Yeah, and like I said, just move your bench away from the floor. I feel like you're trying not to like bonk your head on the
No, actually that was a bad angle. I did have enough clearance. I actually just thought that my elbows should be out more. So that was just a matter of understanding better.
Yeah, and it's like that same thing I talked about with the bench press. Like it's like this, you want to be able to turn these muscles on to support you, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so play with it. Yeah.
Okay.
So play with that on the incline, but try some on the floor. There's nothing like going full range, girl. Nothing like working against gravity. Ugh.
And I always thought that should be the end goal as far as form, but I've just been so weak in my upper body that I was using the bench for the ability to actually get the strength. So was I right to start that way?
You're absolutely right to do this,
Okay.
but it's funny. I smile as you said that because you're like, isn't that the end goal? It's like, this is why Arnold is one of the most successful people on the planet, is because there is no limit. Like, okay, fine, Rory, you do a push-up on the floor. What's next? 2 push-ups. What's next? 5 push-ups. What's next? Right? Like, there's
Yeah.
no ceiling. And so we're generating a world of drive and accomplishment and drive and accomplishment. And like, that's what, like, I think our community breeds, and it comes from Arnold and Ketch and Adam and Nick and me. We're the same. We're like, no, we love this, but I think that we do a good job celebrating each stage, but then we're like, but what's next?
Well, really quick, I'll just say I appreciate that, because I'm actually starting to learn to reframe my thinking about it. So
Yeah.
thank you for correcting me with that, because I don't want there to be a limit that I'm setting on it. So I
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
Well, here's the thing, of course, and by the way, I'm seeing your thank yous, and Sarah, you're so welcome, and April, you're welcome. But like, Adam told me this probably, Adam's been one of my dearest friends and mentors for over 12 years. I met Adam, I think, through Arnold. And I remember I was like just a trainer in the Valley, really nobody, and just didn't have a lot of confidence. And he really believed in me. And this is well before Biggest Loser and all of the stuff that I've done. And Adam, I just remember teaching me, is like, you just have to be really clear what your goalposts are, so you know what success is for you. And so once you hit that, like right now, Rory, your goal, I want to do a clean push-up on the floor. That's my goalpost. I'm going through that. We want to kick through that. And once you do that, you're like, I did it, I got it. And now we say, what's the new goalpost look like? And when he gave me that, because I kept perpetually feeling like I was not accomplishing enough. I'm like, there's just no end. And how do I know that I'm doing good? And how do I know that I'm making progress? And he's like, you don't have any goalposts set up for yourself. And with that mindset shift for me, I've carried that with me for, 5 or 6 years at this point. So just like, that's your goalpost now. And we're going to have a party in here when you hit your push up, and you're going to show me live on camera. And then we're going to figure out our next goal. Right. So that's why like PRs are cool. Cause you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I've never done it before. And then we do it again and we do more. So anyway, it's a cool thing. So I know I've kept you guys long. Thanks for talking and sharing and hanging out. And apologies to anybody that was here for their form check that we didn't quite get to it. Nick will do it on Friday. And of course, you've got me in the app. Make sure you tag my @ if there's a question or a comment for me, and I'll get back to you. Okay.
Thank you, Jen.
Okay.
Thanks
Oh
so
my God, you
much.
bet.
Thanks, Noah.
Oh man, I love you guys so much. Good seeing everybody. Joe, Derek, Jacob,
Thank you.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thanks for everybody coming.